Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. Today, I'm here with the amazing Emily Miller. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. So, how's the weather where you are? I'm sorry, my crazy puppies are carrying on. Oh, now they're quiet. Okay. How's the weather where you are?
It's nice. It's been sunny the last few days in Nashville. And so it's been nice. And tomorrow it's supposed to be like 75. Today's 55-ish. And tomorrow's supposed to be 75. And then we have 80. So I'm loving the weather. It's good walking weather and getting outside kind of weather. And I love it.
Beautiful spring weather. It's been a little warm in Florida here. It's been the 80s again. So yeah, I'm jealous. I will say that. 70s sound good.
Right now I'm jealous of you, but when it gets to like July, I will not be jealous of you. I'm not about like that sweltering heat level.
Yeah. Well, I live inside during that time period or in the pool. That's it.
Yeah, I would too, for sure.
So we like to start off with the most difficult question ever. Who is Emily Miller?
Well, luckily, I have explored this question a lot in the last year of my life. And I feel like I just turned 26 a few weeks ago. And I felt like 26, kind of the end of 25 into 26, kind of I found who I was a little bit more than I had previously. And I don't know what happened. It just clicked overnight. And I've always been a sassy individual and I will always be sassy. And I think that is something that listeners or anyone that knows me and will get to know me will see firsthand. And I am very independent and strong in who I am and what I believe. And I think that comes through in my music a lot too. And I would say that's my biggest thing. And I've kind of I've learned over the last few months specifically just how to stand my ground and how to be a strong woman in a world where sometimes we can be silenced, to just keep moving forward and don't be afraid to be yourself.
That's beautiful. And I love that. That's great words of wisdom for everyone too. Absolutely. So I'd like to ask you, because you're saying about Sassy, your latest song, that latest released as of the end of March here when we're recording, Take Out the Trash. You want to tell us a little bit about that and how that came about?
Yeah, I call it my sass jam, and I absolutely love this song. It's one of my favorites that we've released, and I wrote it with one of my best friends here in Nashville, Drake Austin, and we both are from Ohio, and we've been friends for last 3 or 4 years now. And I was trying to round out my EP and I needed some tempo. I can write ballads all day long. I'm a sucker for a good sad song. And so I came, and he was on his way to a show, and he had the idea pop in his head. And he was like, what about Take the Trash Out? And I had no idea what he was talking about at the moment. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, for your song. And the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, that is very me. And in life, those that are close to me have known that I've had some trashy men. And so I was like, what better fit than Take the Trash Out? And so we sat down, and I'm a writer that has to put 100% of truth of myself into songs that I write. And that's where I've gotten my most personal songs. And that's still where I've gotten my sassiest songs, because that's just who I am. And so we sat down and we talked about some stories of men in life and stupidity and everything else, and, that comes along with men. And the out came Take the Trash Out. And we recorded my first music video with this song, which was awesome and such a fun thing to do. And I am so proud of the world that it's taken on and how people are relating to it and people are connecting and just loving it.
Absolutely. I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, I love this song. That was the first thought out of it. I was like, this is just great. Like that sassy, that's what exactly when you said sassy, I was like, that's exactly what I thought today when I was listening again. And I'm like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect. So recently you also had your debut EP. That was in February. You want to tell us about They Say and tell us some of the songs off, how it all came about, how put some of those
Yeah.
songs on there?
Yeah, it's 6 songs, and some of them are previously released songs, but my kind of thought process is behind the whole thing, and the reason for naming it They Say is I felt as though every song that was on the record was things that people say and things that people go through in life. We've got the Take the Trash Outs. We've got the a song Prince Charming that is a love song, and then I've got my first single that I released, Aveline, back in 2019 on there, and it is a song about a girl learning to be herself and going through life's journeys. And then the title track, They Say, is also, it was a song that I wrote for my grandma. She passed in early January, February of 2020 from dementia. And and me and her were what my mom calls two peas in a pod, and so I started the song right before she passed, and then I finished it the day that I got the phone call that she had passed on, and so I that song kind of encompasses everything that I was trying to tell and everything that I am as a woman, and so that kind of summed up the EP, and so that's where the title track came from. But you've got a mixture of your sass and your love and you're finding yourself and just parts of your lows in life and parts of your highs. And I think that's my favorite thing about this EP is that there's something for everyone in it.
Beautiful. If you haven't heard it, make sure you go over and get your copy today. Just FYI, after the interview. And yeah, that was, and back to Prince Charming there. Now, that was also picked up on the ABC show, Renee's Bridal Takeover, right?
Yes.
How cool is
Yes.
that?
So cool. It was very unexpected and came out of the blue. And I had written the song for one of my best friends that I grew up with. She had asked me to sing in her wedding. And so I was like, well, I don't know what to sing for the wedding. I had a couple songs that she had recommended, and I was like, well, let's write a song. And so I sat down one night and I wrote this song by myself, and it was kind of a letter to myself in a way of to keep looking for my Prince Charming out there, and maybe all men are not trash. Like, take the trash out. We'll find one day. And so I wrote this song, and I had been playing it out at a couple shows and other weddings that I had been asked to sing at. And at one of the shows in Eastern Kentucky, this bride was there, and they didn't know at the time they had won a free wedding through this show, and so she had asked the lady that was in charge of the show, Renee, she had asked the bride, like, if there's anything she wanted as part of the wedding. And she had said she would love for me to come from Nashville to come sing at the wedding. And at the time, they didn't know that I even had Prince Charming out. And which I think at the time I had just released it on to streaming platforms. So I got a call one day asking if I would like to be a part of it. And I was like, sure. And at first I thought I was just going to be singing at the show, the wedding for the show, and come to find out, once they heard the song, they wanted it to be the title track and the soundtrack for the show. And so long story short, that's what happened, and very grateful for that experience, because never in a million years did I think that was going to happen, but I was featured on an ABC show.
I love it. I love how things happen like that without, it just happens. Sometimes everything happens for a reason, I say,
For sure.
Absolutely. So tell us, who are some of the women that have inspired you to do music?
Well, my sass queen that I love is my spicy redhead, Reba. I grew up watching the Reba show and just love her sense of humor and just the way that she carries herself, and how when I've been told by many people that when she walks into the room, you can feel her presence before you see her. And even without her saying a word, she just has that poise about her. And I think that was the biggest thing. And I love her song. Fancy is one of my top 5 favorite songs of life. And then Trisha Yearwood is another big one. I just love her emotion and how she can bring emotion into her vocals, and whatever she's singing, you can feel what she's singing most of all. And then my third girl, I've always loved a good powerhouse, Martina McBride. She just, the way that she just soars when she sings, and I just love her music. And so they're probably roundabout my 3 like go-to like boss babes.
Awesome. I love all 3 of them. They are awesome.
Yes.
So would you like to do our 20 crazy questions?
Yes, I love these things.
All right. Like I said earlier, no rhyme or reason. All crazy answers, please.
Sounds good. Sounds up my alley.
What was the last thing you read?
Probably just an article on Facebook or Instagram. I'm not a big book reader. I'm more of like an audiobook listener when I'm on road trips and heading to shows. So probably just a magazine or a Facebook article.
Perfect. Hypothetically, if I came to you and said, I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Yes. Yes, I do. There's a tree line by my house, and it's just got a bunch of knocked over trees. And I don't think anyone's ever going to do anything about the trees. So that'd be the perfect place.
Wonderful. I will call you next time I have a dead body.
Yes.
What's the best concert or top 2 concerts you've ever been to?
Sugarland is the first one. Jennifer Nettles is amazing and one of my favorite vocalists. And I saw her at CMA Fest, and then we went to an actual Sugarland concert in Nashville a couple years back when they were touring, and was absolutely incredible. And then the other one that I absolutely loved was at my very first show at the Ryman in Nashville. I went and saw, it was Drew Parker, Ashley McBride, who I love, and Luke Combs. And I think that was the first time, like, sense of entertainment and how to keep the crowd in the palm of your hands at all times. And so that was a great one.
Wonderful. This sounds like awesome concerts too.
Yeah.
Tell us, what's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery?
I would pay off some bills, and I would definitely, if depending on how much I got, I would pay off my house, and I would
With
pay
millions.
hopefully, and I would pay off my parents' house, and I would buy my sister a house because they've given me so much over the years and helped. And so I would just make sure that my immediate family is taken care of and debt free in whatever way they need and set for life, and then move on from there. And maybe we'll buy ourselves a boat or something like that. We'll see.
Beautiful. And don't forget the Yeti. You need a Yeti,
Yes.
Keep the drinks cold.
I got my Yeti right here.
Likewise. Okay.
Yeah.
Free commercial for Yeti. You're welcome.
Yes.
So tell us something that's on your bucket list.
My number one thing would be, I want to perform on the Opry one of these days. I still remember my first tour of the Opry, and then my first time going to a show at the Opry. And I think any country singer, that's like one of their main goals. But I would absolutely lose my mind if I got told that I got to play on the Opry.
Well, I hope I get to be there to interview you that night when you're performing.
I hope so too.
Well, what job would you be terrible at?
Probably, to be honest, anything that involves me sitting in like a cubicle because I'm a talker and I am a strong believer that I am not born to sit at a desk 24/7. I couldn't do it, never would. There's so many jobs that I've always said, like, I could do this, but I have always said to the day I die, I will not sit in a cubicle.
I can understand that. Oh, what's your game plan for zombie apocalypse?
You know what? I'm a firm believer that when the good Lord wants to take me, he can take me. So that's my plan. So I will just try to survive. And if it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Perfect. What album or albums should we listen to or artist before we die?
Well, I've always said if I was on a deserted island, one of my top two records that I absolutely love and that I still, anytime I need just to pick me up, I'll listen to them. Suffer in Peace, Tyler Farr's record. Love that record. And then the Woman I Am record by Kelly Pickler. Those are my two ride or dies to the day I die.
Those are great. And I recommend that everyone go listen to those as well. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Wow. Whoever's
Okay,
brave
who would
enough.
you want?
Whoever's brave enough, I don't know. I wish I could say like J-Lo or something like that, but that wouldn't be accurate. I don't know. I love Sandra Bullock, so I'm gonna go with her. Even though I don't know if that would be a good fit, we're gonna go with her because I love her.
She would do justice to. Yeah, I think so. I think she has very versatility. So yeah. So where's Waldo?
I don't know. In the pool? Isn't that? No, that's Marco, not Waldo. I was thinking Marco Polo.
He might be in the pool. He used to be at the beach. He used to be everywhere. So I just didn't know if you knew where he was.
I don't know.
I'm trying to find him.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Apparently.
Would you rather cook or order in?
Depends on the day, because I love cooking and love trying new things, but I also like going out and ordering in new things. So it's a toss up. Depends on my mood for the day and also my budget usually.
Oh, perfect. Do you sing in the shower?
Every day. Every day.
Boots or heels?
Boots. 100%.
What's the best thing since sliced bread?
Peanut butter. I love peanut butter. You can't go wrong with peanut butter. I've always made the joke that if I ever have a child that is allergic to peanut butter, that I might have to give it up because I love peanut butter.
I'm like, sorry, you're just gonna get shots every day.
Yeah. You go now.
Yeah. Do you have any guilty pleasure music? If so, what is it?
Hannah Montana.
Ooh.
I grew up watching Hannah Montana, and so anytime that I just want something that I can just like rock out to and be a fool, I will gladly just turn on a Hannah Montana playlist and jam out. I also like there's specific songs like back in I think it was like junior high when I was like I've always been a country music lover, but there was like 2 years where I kind of was like, let's explore pop music and like rap and stuff. And so there's like a few like I'd say about 10 to 15 songs like from Kanye to Eminem to Kesha and stuff like that I loved. And so if those 10 songs are on a playlist, then that's kind of my go-to. And every time I'm around my friends and I listen to those songs and I start like rapping or anything, they're like, just stop.
Oh, so funny. What's the worst pizza topping?
Pineapple and ham. Like those do not go on pizza.
This is the 50-50 deal here. I'm telling you, The pineapple and ham is either yes or no. There's like no happy median. It's
Well,
one or the other.
yeah, and the thing is, pineapple is my favorite fruit, and I love pizza to the day I die, but they just do not belong together.
No, but do you like grilled or cooked pineapple at all, or just not on the pizza?
Not on the pizza. I will do pineapple in any other shape or form.
Like baked
But
ham with pineapple.
yeah,
Okay.
but not on pizza, not pizza sauce, not no.
Yeah, that does sound weird now with pizza sauce. I'm thinking tomatoes, acid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you could be any person or position like a CEO or accountant or doctor, who or what position would you want to be for one day and why?
You know, selfishly, I would choose to be the person, like an A&R person for like a record label. So that way I could like sign myself and like promote myself.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah. But I mean, if it wasn't in the music business, I've always said I want to be like, I used to have dreams of being a judge on like the Supreme Court. And then I took my first class of political science and like failed miserably. And so that was like long, but I was born on President's Day. And so I've always had like this like secret love of like politics, not so much anymore because it's a little crazy out there, but I've always had like a secret love for politics. And so I thought I wanted to be a judge, but that didn't go over well. So maybe a judge, like, so I could be Judge Judy up there saying like, you're stupid or something like that, whatever she does.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, so are you good at keeping secrets?
You know, I'm good at keeping secrets, but there's 2 to 3 people that I will always tell those secrets to and hold them accountable for keeping it a secret.
I love that. At what age did you become an adult?
You know, I thought that I was an adult when I was like 13 years old, but I would say 21 or 22 was when I finally started coming into a right state of mind to be an adult.
True. But we can do the Peter Pan syndrome and never grow up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have any words of wisdom that you live by?
I'm sure I do. Let me think. I'm a big this statement has always been my statement. It's hard to be it's hard to be a diamond in a rhinestone world. That's just anytime I'm all about sparkle, and anytime someone offers me a word of advice, it's hard to be a diamond in a rhinestone world, and also be a good person. Good people get work. And that's one of my producers early on, 5 or 6 years ago. He told me when I was struggling, I was still in college and I was like, what am I doing? And he told me, he said, always remember good people get the work. And so even if it doesn't seem like it, they do. And so that's what I've always had in the back of my head. Always be a good person and sparkle as you do it.
I think that's true about everything, though. That is beautiful advice. So tell us, what is happening for the rest of the year? You have some tours, some adventures, new releases.
Yes. Well, because we just released the EP, I am working on writing new music, kind of starting a new chapter in life. This EP kind of closed off the last couple years, and I needed to just get it out per se, just to close that chapter for myself and start a new one. And so that's what we're doing right now. And I'm touring. I've got some festivals coming up this summer I'm playing at, and just getting as many shows as possible. I love being on the road, and I love going and visiting new places and meeting people. I've met some of my closest friends on the road, people that I love dearly. I've been in hole in the wall towns in the middle of nowhere. And so that's always my main focus, is just getting out and meeting people and sharing my music and sharing my voice with people. I'm working on starting some more videos and getting some more videos recorded that I can, like professional ones that I can release to people in the meanwhile, while I'm writing and in this writing stage. And so just trying to be creative and keep the ball rolling.
Wonderful. Well, we'll look forward to the new music after you've written it all. I know, as someone that's written myself, I love the process in general. And of course, I don't get to the extent like you. This is a everyday, nonstop, and I love it. I love watching people grow and, seeing someone that has written younger and then as they grow, it is just impressive to see their catalog, if you will.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it is amazing. So
For sure.
I look forward to it as someone, as a writer side of me. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Emily, for being here. It's been a pleasure having you, and you're welcome back anytime.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode, and have a great day, everyone. See you later. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.